Have you ever wondered how life goes by so fast? How in a blink of an eye, it's another birthday, Christmas Day or New Year's Eve. And it's not that we're not wanting to chase our dreams and pursue our passions, but life is very real and it gets in the way. We work so hard, we've got the commitments, we tick the boxes, repeat, repeat, repeat. But the one thing none of us will get back, even the richest person in the world, is time. And it's not that we can look back with any regrets. It's more a case of take all of those life lessons into today. Question may be, do you want a slightly different feeling future? And then looking to make the changes. I guess you could say it's awareness. And don't get me wrong, I will always be work in progress. I want to be always work in progress because it means I'm always evolving. But in this episode, I'm going to share where I used to be. I was that mouse running around the wheel. I was that dog chasing my tail. So I'm going to share where I was, where I am now, and the middle part of how I got there. So this is another episode from Life with Paul M of real life stories of me sharing, I guess, my experiences. Certain things might just resonate with you. You might be able to avoid some of my mistakes or the time that I've lost in my life, and it might just create a few different thoughts for yourself as well. So where was I 3 years ago? Well, don't get me wrong, I've had a really great life. I've been incredibly blessed. But I went through a time of real challenge. It was almost the imperfect storm. My dad was poorly with cancer. He passed away. I was going through a painful divorce. I had to relocate so I could carry on co-parenting my daughter. Business struggles. ADHD I was diagnosed with. Depression I'd gone through. Anxiety, insomnia, you name it, I was going through it. And I got to a stage of thinking, I need to make some changes here now because the old version of me doesn't serve where I am now or the person, the man that I wanted to be. So it wasn't a case of that I was broken. It was more a case of something inside was just telling me there's more. There's more to give to life. There's more to embrace and more to enjoy. So that was really the start of it all for me. But at the time, I remember I was always rushing. Who struggles with time? Who's always chasing time? Let me know in the comments if that's you. But there was never time for anything. I even remember sometimes I didn't even have time to wash the dishes properly. I didn't even have time to go to the toilet because I was so busy. What a load of nonsense. And yes, while some of us are more busy than others with commitments and lifestyles, we've all got a certain amount of time. What we do with it and how we view it and how we value it is absolutely key. So I guess the first stage of making any type of change was awareness, was being honest enough with myself. Because I think once you acknowledge something, I think you're well on the way, probably more than 50% to getting to where you want to get. It's that first start point that most people are blind to, run away from, hide away from, whatever it is. That's we're all different, aren't we? So for me, it was about making small changes to start with, realizing that I wanted to get on a path of more purpose, more fulfillment. When I was younger, if somebody would have said the word to me, contentment, it would have given me shivers. Who wants to be content in life? I'll be honest, feeling content and having inner peace, it might sound boring as hell, but you know what? I love it. I'm no longer chasing and rushing. And I broke down the change into 4 parts, which I mentioned in the previous episode, with choices that you make, the decisions that you make, the things that you say no to, the people that you say no to, the things that no longer serve you, that don't benefit you. It's not about being selfish. It's about being smart with your energy and your time. And talking of energy, it's the people that you surround yourself with. Let me know in the comments how many people know those that want to try and bring you back a bit and take your energy away. And how many people do you know that genuinely want to help support you and want you to succeed? And I don't mean materialistic always. I just mean be successful as a person in terms of happiness, who you are. How many people give you energy? Because all too often we give people energy, but they're not giving us it always back. And how do you protect yourself from that? So for me, I went to start building a life of handpicking the people that I really want to spend time with. And so I could then give the best of me, because there's always someone that we know that's having a more difficult day than you or I. And if they're good people and good souls, isn't it our duty to try and uplift them and pick them up and support them? Because we would like that from somebody else, wouldn't we? So shouldn't it be the same way round? Then it came to the habits. The things that I used to do didn't serve me anymore, particularly the rock and roll lifestyle, or certain hobbies that I had. Great, done that. So I started doing more wholesome things, trying new hobbies, doing new things with different people, um, putting myself out of my comfort zone. Our comfort zone only exists in here if we feed it and we acknowledge it. So I started trying new things, and not everything new you'll try will be brilliant, but you'll learn from it. And if you try enough things, you'll end up doing new things that will actually nourish you to become more of who you want to be. And then it came down to courage, is having the courage to back up your change and protect the person that you want to be, because some people will support and say great, well done, and just nice people basically, and other people, they'll try and ridicule you, and that can often be people close to you, friends, work colleagues, relationships, people that want to keep hold of the old you because they don't want to lose that version of you, or maybe they don't want you to grow and evolve. Who knows people like that who want to pull you back a little bit. So you've got to be courage. You might even question yourself. If I'm honest, there's been one or two times over the years where I've had to question myself and question the path that I was pursuing. And it's really important, because the only thing you need to prove is not to anybody else, but is to be true to yourself. So you've got to have the courage of your convictions, not just for the outside, but for here. And if you put value, and this is the key thing, if you put value on change, on what you want to feel and what you want to become, and invest in yourself, and know that change will happen small bit by bit, but it won't happen overnight. So if you put enough investment on that and you stay strong, guess what? It's going to happen. It's about, I guess you could say, having the faith, whether it's faith in yourself or having faith in something bigger than that. So this now leads to where I am now, and it's been a very much 3-year working process. It's been plant medicines that I've done. It's the road trip when I went to America to drive along Route 66. It was going to Peru in the summer. It was all of these things that were so out of the box that gave me so much value. I almost had to break myself down to then rebuild, but in a far stronger, better version. So it's not about repairing yourself. It's more about improving yourself. So now I'm far more calmer. I mentioned about being content, about that inner happiness. I'm not rushing around as much. In the past, I was late for everything, whether it be the school run, whether it be flights, which I think I've missed at least 4 or 5, whether it be funerals. Once for a court case, I was a week late. I was chasing everything, every traffic light. Who's ever chasing the traffic lights? And when it goes red, it's throwing you right out of sync. Now, not always perfect, but I'm more often now early than late. I'm not chasing those last couple of minutes. And now I can see in other people when they're rushing and busy in this, I can see and I smile in a way because I know how they felt. But the good news is change is possible, because nobody, not many people were chasing time as much as me. And I'd like to think I've become a better person. I've got more patience because I've got more energy, more clarity, more perspective on life. I think that I can be a nicer version of me to other people, more thoughtful, more calm. Gratitude has been key for me. Is the glass half full? Is the glass half empty? Same glass, very different feeling. Life can always be better, but trust me, I think we all agree life could also be worse as well for me. So life has changed a lot. I'll always be work in progress, as I said earlier on, but life just feels very different now. So I'd say that the key thing is first of all, is awareness. Are you where you want to be? And most of us aren't. Okay, what do I do let's then look at, where do I want to be in my life? Still be ambitious for materialistic things, but maybe don't put quite so much emphasis on happiness, on those materialistic gains at those checkpoints. So it's almost, where are you? Where am I? Where do I want to be? And what are these small little changes? And being honest to yourself what little changes and tweaks you can do. And that's the difficult thing, is buying into it and being consistent. Because once we can get a little bit more realigned with our purpose, whether it's in terms of our career, whether it's our hobbies, whether it's the people we spend time with, whether it's the things that we do with our spare time, or we're just wasting it. If we can get a bit more aligned with our purpose, it already feels lighter. It does for me, just actually thinking about it. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments if any of this makes sense. I've done 3 episodes on purpose, almost identifying what it is, and then discussing also how to live it, and now breaking it down a little bit more. I think how we feel, what our purpose, I don't know, what our identity is, what our essence is, what's the ingredients on the back of our packet, who are we supposed to be, and how close are we living to that? We owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our family, maybe our parents if you had good parents, we owe it to our children so we can set the right example. But you know what? We owe it to ourselves. Life goes by, as I said at the beginning, so fast. Coulda, woulda, shoulda won't change anything in the future. A life of regrets won't change anything in the future. As I say to people, there's no refunds at this life. Whatever pages of your own book of life you don't fill in, you don't get anything for them empty pages. So go for it. If you fail, if you fall over, it's not a failure. It's a life lesson. It's an experience. It's something that you know that you tried, and you can take something from it to move forward. So there we have it. Thanks so much for everyone that's tuned into this episode. If you've made it through to the end, I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments which part maybe spoke to you the most, and what's worked for you that you can maybe share for other people as I build this community together, because you might have figured something out that someone else or myself hasn't quite yet figured out. So please share. Thanks very much, and remember, share love with other people. We like it when people are nice to us, and especially try and uplift people who maybe just need it. And if there's anybody that you think can take anything from this episode that maybe they could benefit from, or they're going through something similar, please share it with them, because you might make a difference to their day as well. Because for me, one of the big changes for me, one of the big supports has been stuff that I've looked upon on YouTube, stuff that people have shared with me, stuff that I've stumbled across that the universe has sent me. So thanks very much. Have a great day. Namaste.